Hey there, Elizabeth. This is Mr. Lawrence, and I've got a couple practice problems for you. I got your email, and I want to show you this stuff is really easy, all right? So before I do it on here, I'm going to go onto Smart Notebook, okay? And I've got some equations here. I've got y equals 2x minus 4. Now you remember in the one video, I believe it says we talk about y equals mx plus b. And if you remember, that's called slope-intercept form. Right? When a linear equation is written in this form, meaning the y is alone, we know two very important things. We know the y-intercept, and remember, a y-intercept is the place where the x-axis, where the line crosses the y-axis. That's why it's called the y-intercept. So if I take just a random line here like this, the y-intercept is right there, okay? If the line is oriented differently, well, now the y-intercept is here, okay? If we are in slope-intercept form, the number that doesn't have a variable next to it, like in my case, it's the minus 4, that's the y-intercept every single time. It's got to be a linear equation, which that's the only equations we've worked with so far, and y has to be alone. But my y-intercept is negative 4, or better yet, the point 0, negative 4. So if I go down here to 0, negative 4, on the y-axis right there, there's a point that is guaranteed to be on this line. Now m stands for the slope, the movement. You'll probably remember me saying that in class. Okay, so my slope is 2. Well, usually for slope we like a fraction, like rise over run. So I'll put 2 over 1, right? There's my rise, and there's my run. All right, so let me go back down to my y-intercept. Okay, that point is on my graph, the negative 4, and I want to clone that. Hold on one second. Where are you, infinite cloner? There you are. Okay, I'm going to rise 2, and I'm going to run 1. I'm going to rise 2 and run 1. I could do this all day long. Rise 2, run 1. And look, all these points end up on the same line. Now, it's important to realize that the line doesn't begin at the y-intercept. It's just where we begin graphing. We put that point on first because it's easy to do. But the line goes forever in both directions. Remember, there's an infinite number of points on this line. Okay? So I just graphed it. Yeah, I just graphed the equation y equals 2x minus 4. All right, here's another one. Here's another one. I'll do this one for you, and then I'll let you try some. Okay, so my y-intercept looks like it's 1, so I go to 1 on the y-axis, the point 0, 1. All right, now my slope is negative 2/3. Be careful here, because you can do negative 2 over 3, or you can do 2 over negative 3. We don't usually like this one that much, but do not do negative 2 over negative 3. That is not true, because two negatives make a positive, and this is a negative number, right? The slope is a negative number, so don't make both of them negative. You can make the numerator negative, you can make the denominator negative, but don't make them both negative. So if the numerator is negative, I'm going to go down 2, and then the denominator is positive, so I'll go 1, 2, 3 in the positive direction. And I can do that again. I can get more than 1 point because there's an infinite number of points. Down 2, 1, 2, 3 to the right. I rose negative 2 and then ran positive 3. Now, if you want to do this one, you're still going to get the same line because in this case you're going to rise 2 and then you're going to run 1, 2, 3 in the negative direction. Rise 2, 1, 2, 3. And if you look, I think you'll agree that those 5 points that I plotted are all in the same line. Yeah, in geometry you'll call that collinear, meaning like co-workers, they work at the same job. Okay, this is collinear, they're on the same line. And remember, this line goes forever in both directions. Okay, I hope this is helping. Don't worry, I'm gonna go to the digits assignment in a minute that you're struggling with, and hopefully it'll help you. And by the way, Mr. Wendell will be able to help you too. Okay, if you happen to see this during Pride Time. You may see it after though. All right, so I've got one more example. Why don't you get a piece of graph paper if you don't have one on you, see if Mr. Wenmuth has one, or you know, make your own little graph, and see if you can graph this one on your own. Okay? All right, hopefully you've tried graphing it. I'm going to do it now. My y-intercept is 6. 4, 5, 6 would be here. My slope is -3 or -3/1, so I'll go down 1, 2, 3, and then right 1. And down 1, 2, 3, over right 1. Okay? And then we will draw our line, and of course I want it to go forever in both directions, like that. Okay, so hopefully the one you did looks just like that. All right? Now, let me see here. On digits, it's very much the same thing. So I've got this equation, y equals 3x minus 2. Well, my y-intercept is -2, right? So I go into graphing mode, and I click this line button right here. And I go to where -2 is on the y-axis, right there. Now, my slope is 3, or as a fraction, 3/1, so I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, rising 3, and running 1. And there we go. I'll save it, and I'll check the answer, and you'll see I'm done. I'll do one more for you. Oh, there must be another part to it. Okay. The y-intercept is -2. All right. Well done. Very good for Mr. Lawrence. I'll do a similar question. I'll do one more so you get the hang of it, okay? All right, so y equals 5x minus 3. My y-intercept is -3. So I go to -3 on the graph. Wait, slow down, airliner. There we go. And my slope is 5 as a fraction, 5/1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5/1. And there we go. Now, it won't let me do more points, but if I count up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and over 1, you'll see I do hit the line. Okay? If I go make it -5 over -1, watch what happens here. I'm going to rise -5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to run -1, and look, I hit the line. Because -5/1, oh, excuse me, -5, oh no, it was +5, right? It was +5x, right? So if I make it -5, I have to make the run also negative, and those two cancel out to make a +5. Anyway, I hope that helps you, sweetie. All right, have a good weekend. Please stay in contact with me. Let me know what else is troubling you. I know how hard you work and how much you care. I want to see you be successful. All right, buddy, have a good weekend. And by the way, feel free to share this with any of your classmates or anybody else taking 8th grade math. I mean, I made it just for you, but we don't have to keep it to ourselves because maybe other people could benefit from it too. All right, buddy, we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.